What is happening, everyone, and welcome back to the Roger Report. The news cycle is absolutely exploding, and we've got the inside scoop on the stories that are dominating the headlines and shaping the conversation. From the courts to the commentary, things are moving at lightning speed, and you do not want to miss these crucial updates. Get ready, because we're diving deep into the latest developments that everyone will be talking about. You know the drill, stay locked in, because this is your essential briefing. First up, we're tracking a major situation that has fans on the edge of their seats. A beloved star player's absence from crucial games has sparked intense speculation and growing frustration. We're breaking down the latest on her injury status, the team's approach, and what it all means for the season ahead. Is she closer to a return, or is she missing more games than we think? Next, we're shifting gears to a high-stakes matchup where a key player's availability is not just a game-time decision, but a potential game-changer. We'll explore the betting angles, the team's performance without their star, and the critical implications for playoff races. Will the odds shift, and what does this mean for the team's postseason aspirations? Then, we delve into the deeper narrative surrounding team performance and fan sentiment. When a franchise player is sidelined, the impact resonates far beyond the court, affecting everything from fan trust to organizational credibility. We're examining the delicate balance between player health, competitive drive, and the crucial need for transparency. Finally, we're analyzing the playoff picture and the critical role one player's health plays in her team's postseason destiny. With a tight race and key matchups looming, we're dissecting the probabilities, the potential pitfalls, and the ultimate question: can this team secure its playoff spot and make a deep run without its star fully healthy? It's all happening right now, and you need to know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's go. Injury update. Star players' continued absence sparks fan frustration. This situation has fans on the edge of their seats, questioning the team's strategy and transparency. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark continues to be sidelined, missing her 19th consecutive game due to a right groin injury as her team faces off against the Phoenix Mercury. This prolonged absence is particularly concerning as the Fever, currently 7th in the WNBA standings, are in a tight playoff race, only 1.5 games ahead of the 9th place Los Angeles Sparks. Clark, who suffered the injury late in a July 15th game against the Connecticut Sun, does not have an official timeline for her return. Adding to the uncertainty, she also sustained a bone bruise on her left ankle during an AUG. 7th workout, though reports indicate this did not impact her groin rehabilitation. However, the lack of a projected return date leaves much to the imagination regarding her overall recovery. Fever coach Stephanie White has expressed a desire for Clark to return before the regular season concludes, but emphasized the need for Clark to fully participate in practice and prove her readiness for game day contact and endurance. White stated, "I want to see her in practice, live in practice. I want to see her to continue to work to not just build endurance, but to be able to handle contact 94 feet, as it's going to be in game, and to be able to do that and sustain from an endurance standpoint, and that's going to take multiple practices to make sure that there's no regression." The team is also managing a challenging schedule, with only 3 games remaining after Tuesday's contest before the season wraps up on September 11th. The possibility of Clark being cleared for any of these final games remains uncertain. Clark's sophomore season has been significantly impacted by injuries, limiting her to just 13 appearances. She has previously dealt with a left quad strain and a left groin injury, causing her to miss key events like the Commissioner's Cup Championship and the All-Star Weekend. This period of extended time on the sidelines is a new experience for Clark, who had been remarkably durable throughout her career, not missing a game due to injury since high school. She recently shared with Glamour, "This is the first time I haven't felt like a young body that can run around and sprint every day and just continue to do that. Being a professional athlete, you really have to take care of both your body and your mind. It's been a journey learning about that." When she has played, Clark has faced challenges finding her rhythm, despite strong statistical averages of 16.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 8.8 assists per game. Her shooting has been a particular focus, with a recent slump including a 7 of 49 performance from three-point range over her last 7 appearances and 3 games without a single made three-pointer. Overall, her shooting percentages stand at 36.7% from the field and a considerably lower 27.9% from behind the arc, with a stark 2 of 35 mark on the road. The Fever's record stands at 8-5 with Clark in the lineup and 13-14 without her, highlighting her impact. Adding to the team's challenges, they are also without Sydney Carlson, torn ACL, Ari McDonald, broken foot, and Sophie Cunningham, torn MCL for the remainder of the season, making Clark's potential return even more critical for their playoff hopes. But what does this all mean for the betting lines and the immediate game day impact? Stay tuned as we break down the odds and how Clark's absence is affecting the projections for tonight's game. Betting impact, key players' absence and playoff implications. This matchup's odds are heavily influenced by a star player's injury, with significant playoff race ramifications. Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark remains sidelined for Tuesday night's game against the Phoenix Mercury, marking her absence from the lineup since July 15th. While there have been positive signs, including her participation in shoot-arounds and non-contact drills, her return for the remainder of the regular season is still uncertain, a critical factor as the Fever push to secure a playoff berth. Indiana's playoff positioning received a slight boost on Monday when the Seattle Storm lost to the Los Angeles Sparks, moving the Fever up to the number 7 seed. However, they maintain only a slim 1.5-game lead over the 9th-seeded Sparks, underscoring the urgency of every remaining game. From a betting perspective, DraftKings Sportsbook has positioned the Fever as road underdogs against the Mercury, with Phoenix favored by 6.5 points. This line reflects the significant impact of Clark's absence, as the Fever have struggled to maintain a .500 record in her absence, posting a 13-14 record in the 27 games she has missed. Losing Clark's scoring and playmaking capabilities is a substantial blow, even considering her shooting struggles this season. She is averaging 16.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 8.8 assists per game, but her field goal percentage is at 36.7%, and her three-point percentage is at 27.9%. The Fever have a few more opportunities for Clark to potentially return, with games scheduled against the Chicago Sky, Washington Mystics, and Minnesota Lynx before the regular season concludes. For those interested in sports betting, DraftKings is offering a promotion where new users can place a $5 bet to receive a guaranteed $200 in bonus bets, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket. This offer provides 8 $25 bonus bet tokens regardless of the wager's outcome, along with a discount code for an NFL Sunday Ticket subscription. This promotion is available for new signups and aims to enhance the betting experience. The context of Clark's injury and her potential return is crucial for bettors looking to place wagers on the Fever's games. Her presence significantly alters the team's offensive capabilities and overall performance, directly impacting point spreads and game outcomes. The uncertainty surrounding her return date makes handicapping these games more complex, requiring bettors to closely follow team updates and coaching statements. The team's record without Clark highlights the reliance on her contributions, making her health status a primary factor in evaluating the team's chances in any given matchup. The upcoming schedule includes games against teams with varying playoff implications, further emphasizing the importance of Clark's availability for Indiana's postseason aspirations. But beyond the game lines, how is the team's handling of this situation affecting the most important stakeholders, the fans? We're diving into the growing frustration and the questions being raised about transparency. Fan frustration mounts. Mystery surrounding injury creates uncertainty. The lack of clear communication regarding the star player's injury is fueling fan discontent and speculation. Indiana Fever fans are expressing increasing frustration over the prolonged and unexplained absence of star player Caitlin Clark due to an unspecified injury, with no clear return date on the horizon. This continuous period on the sidelines has led to widespread concern among the fanbase, who once viewed Clark as the team's primary hope for success. The lack of transparency from the Fever's front office regarding her condition has ignited a significant wave of social media backlash, with fans openly questioning the organization's communication strategies and priorities. Many are voicing suspicions that information is being withheld, leading to a climate of distrust. One fan's sentiment, shared online, captures the widespread feeling. Next time the Fever pull this vague crap about whether a player like Clark will return, that's the day the Fever will officially be dead to me. This reaction underscores the deep disappointment and alienation some fans are experiencing due to the perceived lack of clarity. Former WNBA player Lisa Leslie has also weighed in, suggesting that the team should consider resting Clark for the remainder of the season to safeguard her long-term health. Leslie highlighted that quadriceps and groin injuries can be deceptive and prone to re-aggravation if not managed with extreme care. Clark's absence is particularly critical at this mid-season juncture, with the Fever's playoff hopes hanging precariously in the balance. The ongoing uncertainty surrounding her return not only impacts the team's on-court performance, but also erodes the credibility of the organization's decision-making processes and commitment to transparency. As one analyst noted, Clark is the heart of this team. How the front office handles her return will define their credibility with fans. This statement emphasizes the high stakes involved in managing Clark's situation, as it directly influences fan perception and loyalty. The team's front office faces the challenging task of balancing Clark's long-term health and development against the immediate competitive pressures of the season. The current situation, marked by ambiguity surrounding her injury and return, casts a shadow over the team's on-court efforts and leaves fans in a state of anxious anticipation. The lack of concrete information creates an environment ripe for speculation, with fans and media alike trying to piece together the extent of the injury and the timeline for recovery. This communication gap is proving to be a significant hurdle for the team's relationship with its supporters, who are eager for clear updates and a transparent approach to player management. The ongoing saga surrounding Clark's injury highlights a broader conversation about player welfare, team management, and the importance of open communication in professional sports. As the season progresses, the Fever will need to provide more definitive information to regain fan confidence and ensure that the team's narrative is driven by on-court performance rather than off-court speculation. But how does all of this uncertainty translate into the team's actual chances of making the postseason? We're breaking down the playoff picture and the critical role Clark's health plays in their path forward. Playoff hopes tied to star rookie, analyzing the Fever's postseason path. Despite strong statistical odds, the Indiana Fever's playoff success may ultimately depend on the health and return of their star rookie. The Indiana Fever are facing a critical juncture in their season following a recent loss to the Golden State Valkyries, a setback that has intensified the pressure as they navigate the final stretch of regular season games. This defeat, coupled with other results in the league, has effectively ended their chances of securing a top-tier playoff seeding, with the Atlanta Dream now out of reach. The Fever currently hold a 21-19 record, and with only 4 regular season games remaining, their postseason fate is largely in their own hands. However, the path forward is complicated by the ongoing injury status of their star player, Caitlin Clark. Despite recent struggles, the Fever's overall playoff outlook remains statistically strong. ESPN's 2025 WNBA Power Index indicated a 97.4% chance of the Fever reaching the playoffs following a prior win against the Seattle Storm, a figure that has remained high even after their latest loss. Analysts like Robin Lundberg suggest that the team has all but secured a playoff spot, stating, "They're going to make the playoffs." That's really not up for debate. However, the concern shifts to their potential seeding. Occupying the 8th spot would pit them against the formidable Minnesota Lynx in the first round, a matchup that many believe would signal the end of their postseason run. The Fever's remaining schedule is considered the most favorable among the teams contending for the final playoff spots, with games against the Chicago Sky and Washington Mystics, neither of whom are in playoff contention, followed by a potential matchup against a Minnesota Lynx team that may be resting starters. This favorable schedule offers an opportunity to solidify their position, but the absence of Caitlin Clark remains the significant variable. Head coach Stephanie White has indicated that Clark must participate in full practice sessions before being cleared to play, and there has been no public confirmation that this has occurred. Lundberg noted the urgency. "We've seen her in shoot-around, but we don't know if she's practiced, and nobody's asked. So that question remains unanswered, and they're running out of runway to ramp Caitlin Clark up." The management of Clark's injury and her potential return has drawn scrutiny towards head coach Stephanie White. While the team has shown resilience and improvement compared to last season, even with Clark missing a significant portion of the year, the handling of her injury has led to criticism regarding both injury management and in-game decisions. Despite this, Lundberg defended White, pointing to the team's overall progress and strong performance metrics, such as a top 6 net rating and solid defensive and offensive rankings. The Fever has a better record this year than they did last year, and that's with Caitlin Clark missing essentially the entire season. They are still top 6 in the league in net rating. They're 7th in defense and 4th in offense. "Reality defends the coach of the Fever," he stated. Ultimately, the Fever's ability to make a deep playoff run appears intrinsically linked to Clark's health and readiness. If she cannot return to full capacity, or if her return comes too late in the season, their postseason aspirations could be significantly curtailed, regardless of their favorable schedule or overall team resilience. So, what's the latest on her injury status, and what does it mean for the team's immediate future? We'll give you the most up-to-date information on Clark's condition and the Fever's playoff push. That's all the top stories for today. We saw Caitlin Clark's injury update continue to dominate headlines, impacting betting lines and fan sentiment. We also broke down the Fever's playoff path and the critical role Clark's health plays in their postseason success. Make sure you're subscribed and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. Comment below with your thoughts and follow us on all our social channels for even more exclusive content. Thanks for watching the Roger Report. We'll see you next time.